Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? It's Coach Nick Money in the house with the one, the only, the indelible peoples. You know who he is. He is.
GBL, Nick's in the house.
And of course, we have the Stonk Queen herself. You can't beat it. She is the Stonk Queen. She is the BL Moms.
Hey!
There you go. Now it's a party. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into things. Let's go ahead and discuss a couple things. First of all, if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that bell, subscribe, and do what this gentleman says, please.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share.
Sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. You don't have to do it, but if you do it, that would be fantastic because it would help the show to grow and we'll be able to put out more content and more quality for you. Thank you so much if you decide to share. And if you don't share, thank you very much for joining us. But it would be nice if you shared because sharing is caring. If you're not following us on Twitch, x.com. Wait, no, Twitch is Twitch. Never mind. Twitter. Twitter. If you're not following us on Twitter, x.com, it's at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. And if you're not following us on Twitch, it's at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
And of course, as you know, we oftentimes have a stream after the social media streaming, and that will be the case today as well. We will be streaming on our Discord at around 9:25 after we stop the show on social media. So if you'd like to join us and continue with the stream, we get a lot more serious and in-depth. This is a show right now, and we're not financial advisors or stock advisors, and this is not stock or financial advice. Do your own due diligence. This is just a show.
Da, 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 da.
Hey!
All right. And of course, if you'd like to join us in the Discord, we get a lot more serious. We discuss entries and exits on runners, parabolic runners. That's what we're looking for. Parabolic runners, 100%, 200%, 300%, 500%, etc., etc., etc. We're not satisfied with those 10% runners that a lot of people brag about. You know, nah, that don't work for us. Nah. Hashtag no 10% runners for us. No, sir. No, sir. All right, so let's get right into it. A couple of tickers that we're going to discuss, but before we do that, let me just point out that the Consumer Price Index is supposed to be coming out shortly. It should be out now, actually, right? 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Is it out, DBL Moms? Do we have any information on it yet? So we're waiting for the Consumer Price Index, and the Consumer Price Index oftentimes will have a direct impact on the market. And as we've seen, the small cap market has been slowing down in anticipation of the report that's coming out at 8:30, so it should be out any moment now. Any moment now, we should be seeing the Consumer Price Index coming out. And it's an indicator of the rate of inflation, and then the Federal Reserve is supposed to be announcing their decision on whether or not there will be a interest rate cut today. So all of these things should dampen activity for the time being in the micro cap market. So we may not get as many parabolic runners, but maybe we will. So we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see what the report says. Right now, the market's been a little slow. Understandable, but not to despair. AGBA, let's take a look at AGBA. And it has a 12 million float. This company had like some kind of a deal where they were going to do a merger with a company called Triller. Triller is supposed to be a competitor to Tiki Taki. And right now, the stock is up 9%. They did put out news at 8:20 about their $4 billion merger. The group files its preliminary proxy statement. So that came out. The volume is under 1 million. The float is about 13 million. So I guess what we could do with this one is it don't really look too schmexy yet. So, yeah, all right, okay, so you got some news, and we'll come back to you maybe. Maybe we'll come back to you, maybe we won't. Yeah, that's the ticket. So let's go take a look at BMR. Ladies and gentlemen, BMR. And we can see that BMR is at the demand zone, and it's curling, and it's trying to test VWAP. It's already tried twice, and it has rejected. Not unusual. It needs volume. This company basically has some kind of an arrangement with Oracle. The news came out in aftermarket yesterday and went parabolic yesterday, and we gave it to Discode before it went parabolic. right, DBL moms? Before it went parabolics. Beamer imaging product now on Oracle Cloud Marketplace. Shares jump 30%. That was at 4:35 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, so that's the news on BMR. We will keep an eye on it. It is currently at the demand zone under VWAP. It needs volume, baby. Little volume. So we had another ticker that moved pre-market, GDHG. GDHG formed, well, first of all, it shot up. So let's zoom in a little bit. It shot up over here, 93% in pre-market, early in pre-market, and then it pulled back significantly and formed this descending wedge that you can see over here. And of course, it bounced back up on the descending wedge, hit resistance at this level, and sold back down below VWAP. So now, where are we? Well, let's get that graffiti pencil out, doubles. We got a top over here, a top over there, and a top over there. So you got a triple top. That would be bearish. Let's get rid of the descending wedge because that's old news. It's accurate news, but it's old news. So let's get that out of the way so we don't have any more confusion with that right there. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So we got a triple top, so it looks kind of bearish, which means maybe we see a flusheroo over here. Maybe. I hope that's not accurate, but it looks that way because we got a bunch of tops over here. Top. That's the 5-minute. And you can see that the volume has steadily decreased, moving towards the oversold, but certainly not near oversold. So the price action could absolutely keep moving down. And you could see that the 5-minute candle is starting to pull downward. And if we go into the 1-minute doubles, we're going to go to the 1-minute doubles. 1 minute chart. That's what we're doing. There's what we're doing. There's what we're doing. Yeah. We could take a look at the 1 minute, zoom in a little bit, and we could see that in fact it is pulling towards the 200 EMA on the 1 minute chart. And if it fails on that 200 EMA, we could see the price action continue to flush down. So not particularly schmexy at this moment. Nope. GDHG up 93% pre-market. But what have you done for me lately, ladies and gentlemen? What have you done for me lately? Let's keep on moving. Let's keep on trucking. Let's find something that looks schmexy, ladies and gentlemen. We need schmexiness in the world. We just need it. You know what I mean? And you know, a little levity, a little fun. You know, because hey, why not? Gotta have some fun, right? Because if you're too damn serious, you're boring. What do you want me to do? You want me to talk like this about the stocks? I'm serious. I'm going to talk about the stock. That's boring. That's boring. I could give you the content and still be good at it. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. GMA. Carolyn. All right, so here's the story with GME. They put out some news yesterday that they're done with raising money. They had diluted after that big burst with Roaring Kitty coming in and talking about, you know, buying in a bunch of shares, a bunch of options, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And right now we get the graffiti pencil out. Let's move everything along a little bit. So basically what's going on, it had a nice little burst yesterday. It went up almost 30%, I think it was, 30%. And they came out with news that the CEO, Ryan Cohen, won a lawsuit. He was getting sued, and he ended up winning the lawsuit. So that was part of the news. And of course, the other news was that they had completed raising capital. So now they're sitting on some billions of dollars right now, and they're contemplating changing their business model, or adding to their business model, or whatever the case may be. So they're sitting on a lot of cashola. So that spurred some movement. They're obviously in the demand zone. So they're in the demand zone, so there appears to be room for some movement. And if we zoom in a little bit more carefully, we could see that it is forming what could potentially be a cup with a handle right over here. A cup with a handle. We don't see the handle yet, but it could be a cup with a handle. Volume would be nice. It is a heavily floated stock, but again, there are many, many apes out there. There's apes out there. So we'll keep an eye on you, GME. We'll keep an eye on you. Yeah, crowd favorite. Okay, CYN, heavy floated stock, moving somewhat It's moving somewhat, up 35%. It's a 13-cent stock, so we can deal with the slightly heavy float. But here's the thing: it came out with news, DBL moms. It came out with news. So what happened is its proprietary computer vision advancements with NVIDIA accelerated computing. That's the title. Don't really know what it means, but it spurred on some activity in this heavily floated stock. But again, it is a micro penny. It's up now 36%. 36%. So let's go ahead and clean up the chart a little bit and consider what we can do with it. Doubles. So let's consider what we're going to do. Doubles. Can we do that? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's do that. Let's remove this over here. We're going to remove that. There we go. I'll keep the demand and supply zone, but I think we have a new demand zone. So this is going to be the new demand zone right here. And we'll move the demand zone up higher because the price action has moved higher. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's move that up here. Right around there. And right around there. And let's do a little zoom and see what's going on right now. Let's zoom into it a little bit. Up too much. Let's go back right there. There we go. So we have resistance at the high, which is just below 15 cents. It's forming a double top above the demand zone over here. But we do not have the formation of a bottom tail. We have a doji. We need a bottom tail.
We like the bottom tails.
We
like top tails.
We love bottom tails. We don't like the top tails.
We like the bottom
It's
tails.
all about the bottom tails every single day. So we're going to keep an eye on you, CYN. We figure it will be a slow mover and very choppy. And you can see that with a lot of the top wicks over here where there's difficulty for the buyers to break out, of course, because you got 115 million float. It's a big floated stock, and the volume's only 60 million. And the only reason why I think it's even remotely entertaining at this juncture is because they came out with news, right, DBL moms? They came out with news. So they got some news. They got the keyword NVIDIA in there. So we'll keep an eye on it, but it's a little thick. It's a lot thick. THICC.
Thick.
You're too thick, ladies and gentlemen. CYN, a little too thick for my blood. So let's go ahead and see if we can find something else. GDHG formed a triple top, which is quite bearish. Let's see what happened. What happened? What happened with GDHG? Did it flusheroo or did it move up? What happened? And it looks like it did a little bit of a flusheroo. It's still trying to hold up. We'll come back to you. I mean, you did go up 93% oilier. Yeah. So we'll come back to you. DSY ran a couple of days ago, and it's making some noise again. Let's go ahead and check it out. DSY curling, it's curling. DSY, any news? No news. Up 48%. Volume, 148,000. Very low volume. And we don't know what the float is on it. But it is curling, and it's moving kind of slowly. I guess we'll put it on a side chart. Doubles.
Side chart.
A little sideness. MICS ran earlier on news. Let's take a look at that one. Yuck. It's a little bit of a round trip, if you will, MICS, but I'll give you the information on it. Singing machine to acquire semi-cab. It's a 1.9 million float, and the volume's 4.48. But look at how it did us doity over here. It did us doity with this round of the corner movement, so not particularly attractive at this point. I guess it could find support somewhere over here, maybe. Right there, maybe there could be some support. Maybe, or maybe over here. But I'm not particularly feeling this ticker, Doubles. No. I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. All right, we're going to keep on moving. How about WHLR, another ticker that was moving early in the morning? WHLR. Time for some espresso, ladies and gentlemen. A salute to everybody. Indelibles, we love you. Leave your mark. Leave your mark, I say. DBL moms, you outdid yourself again. The best espresso ice in the South. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. All right, so WHLR WLR. Let's get the graffiti pencil out. It is trending upward on very light volume, very light volume. We have some levels of resistance and support drawn out. Current price 322, up 20%. Float is very light at very low at 1.3 million. Volume, not that much volume, 3.5 million. Don't see any news on it. It popped earlier, so we'll keep an eye on you. We're going to keep an eye on your WHLR, but we're also going to be quite careful because, again, it is the CPI at 8:30. In fact, CPI should have come out by now. DBL moms, can you check? Go and do a switch. Go and do a switch on DuckDuckGo or something like that, and let me know if the CPI is out. Let me know. If you know in the chat, let us know. Let us know if it came out. There we go. CPI. What's going on? Click into it. Click into it. Let's see. Let's see if we got results. I believe it came out at 8:30. It should have came out at 8:30. Let me know. We'll keep on looking at some stonks while you're doing that.
Stonks.
Yeah, we're going to do some stonks. We're in the Serengeti looking for some stonks. Or gazelles. Either or.
Gazelles.
Gazelles or stonks. It doesn't matter.
I mean, what?
It doesn't. They are delicious. Yeah, with a little bit of tartar sauce. Yeah.
Oh.
Tartar sauce. You don't put tartar sauce on gazelles. You put that on fish and chips. The fish and chips. WLGS. WLGS curling. That's a ticker that was moving earlier. So let's get the graffiti pencil out and see what's going on with this fella or gal, I guess. I mean, stonks don't really have a gender, do they? No, they don't. So, I'm just saying what I'm saying. All right, so let's go ahead and move this along right here. We got a demand zone over here. We got a supply zone over here, right about there, right there. And boom. And what we see here is the formation of a double bottom. Maybe can we get the graffiti pen out? Let's get it out. Boom. A little bottom over here. And a double bottom over here. Double bottom. Bull reversal. Could we have a bull reversal out of the demand zone? Could we have a test of VWAP? I like double bottoms, double nicks.
Bottoms.
I like those double bottoms. It's all about the bottoms. The double bottoms.
DBL bottoms?
The DBL bottoms. Yeah. There's only one thing better than double bottoms. A bottom tail. A bottom tail. So if you give me a bottom tail, I'm yours. I'm yours, WLGS, at least while you keep going up. If you don't go up, then maybe not. Let's take a look at AISP. AISP. I think somebody in Twitch was asking about that. AISP needs some volume. You can see that the candles are on the light side. Candles are on the... Huh?
That was Twitter.
Oh, it was Twitter. Okay. Okay, on Twitter. Up just over 1%. Not a heck of a lot of volume. 333,000 shares. The float is low, 3.75, but the volume is low. And, yeah, I know this had some news yesterday. Airship AI secured contract with the Department of Justice Agency for Acropolis Enterprise Video Platform. So that's the story. So these were support areas. You can see that the price action moved up. Let's clean this up a little bit. Let's go into different time frames and see what's going on here. So let's go ahead and clear that. Let's do that. Let's do this right there. Let's go ahead and go to a longer time frame. And we can see that there is the formation of a pennant over here. So we could go ahead and do this and this could potentially be a bull pennant with volume, but it's also a kind of a make or break type of situation. So if we see a break above this level right over here, we would say that it was forming more of a bullish type of movement, and you could see that in fact the price action is trending upward, but it's still in a zone of what would be indecisiveness. It does have some significant news from yesterday. The float is in fact pretty low, but at this moment the volume is low, so it's worth keeping an eye on, but it don't seem like it's ready to cook just yet. No. Yeah. All right, so the consumer price index has come out. DBL Moms has informed me, right? DBL Moms, this is for today, June 12th, 8:30 a.m. So here's what's going on with the consumer price index for May, right? So it came out today in June for May. The consumer price index for all urban consumers was unchanged in May on a seasonally adjusted basis, after rising 0.3% in April. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today over the last 12 months, the all items index increased 3.3% before seasonal adjustment. More than offsetting a decline in gasoline, the index for shelter rose in May, up 4%, up 0.4% for the fourth consecutive month. The index for food increased 0.1% in May. The food away from home index rose 0.4% over the month, while the food at home index was unchanged. The energy index fell 2% over the month, led by a 3.6% decrease in the gasoline index. The index for all items less food and energy rose 0.2% in May, after rising 0.3% the preceding month. Indices which increased in May include shelter, medical care, used cars and trucks, and education. The indices for airline fares, new vehicles, communication, recreation, and apparel were among those that decreased over the month. The all items index rose 3.3% for the 12 months ending May, a smaller increase than the 3.4% increase for the 12-month ending in April. The all items less food and energy index rose 3.4% over the last 12 months. The energy index increased 3.7% for the 12 months ending May. The food index increased 2.1% over the last year. Okay, all right, so it seems like a mixed bag. It wasn't horrendous, I don't think. No. Not horrible, not horrible, not wonderful, not horrible. Now can we move on? Let's see what it did to the SPY. Let's take a look at SPY. What was the reaction? Usually there's a sell-off if there's bad news. But this was like mediocre news. So what happened? All right, so around 8:30 the news came out. And the price is moving up. So the market seems to be reacting relatively okay, right, DBL moms? Relatively okay. No major problems here. So let's keep looking for the tickers. Let's take a look at the tickers. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so let's go back to BMR. So this is an Israeli company, and it broke through VWAP. Yeah, up 32%. Started running in after hours yesterday on the news that they came out with the an imaging product that's now on Oracle Cloud. So that was the news that was the catalyst. It ran yesterday, I don't know, like 60% or something like that. We made a YouTube video about it. Yes, so you could go check out the video that gives you some more particulars. The float was particularly small at 5 million. That was kind of interesting. The volume right now, pre-market 5.75. And now that the CPI portion of the show is over, maybe we'll get some movement. But again, remember, the Federal Reserve is going to be meeting later in the day to determine whether or not they're going to be changing the interest rate. Is it going to go up, down, or stay the same? Most people think it's going to stay the same. Highly unlikely that it'll go up. And the likelihood that it's going to go down, probably not so much. So the main thing that we're going to try to garner from the chairman speaking is whether or not there's going to still be 3 or 4 rate decreases this year, which seems more and more unlikely as we get closer and closer to the middle of the year. But let's see what happens. So far, the news was not absolutely horrendous, so maybe we'll get some activity in the micro caps because they tend to respond to what happens with the CPI and what happens with the FOMC. But again, FOMC is later in the day, and because it's later in the day, we still will probably have some choppiness. So that's the story, and I'm sticking with it. Right, DBL moms?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Wake up, DBL
Yep,
moms.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. Let's go back to the Serengeti. We're still hunting stonks. So let's go back to AGBA. They also had, in addition to the merger with Trilla, which is the competitor to TikTok, they also had news that they were involved in the bare knuckle platform, the bare knuckle fighting platform, and Conor McGregor was involved. This was like all way back when. AGBA moved quite a bit. So right now it's at VWAP, and it's forming a cup and potentially a handle at the 1 minute. At the 1 minute, we're going to go to 5 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5 minute is also forming a potential cup and handle. Ladies and gentlemen, a potential cup and handle bull pattern. So let's go ahead and get the graffiti pencil and put a circle around it so we know exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about this area right over here. And you could kind of see that it's forming that cup and a handle right at VWAP, and VWAP is resistance, but if it can break the resistance and have volume come in, maybe, just maybe, we can see some activity out of AGBA. So we'll keep an eye on you, AGBA. You do have news as of 8/20, $4 billion merger with Triller. The group files its preliminary proxy statement, so it's moving towards that merger. That merger floats a little bit on the heavier side at just under 13 million. Volume is only 1.2 million. It needs volume, doubles.
Yeesh.
Pump up the volume. Yeah. KTTA is another ticker that has popped up on the stream. KTTA, not KTTAZ, KTTA. Boom, like that. No volume, not interesting. Wah, wah, wah. Next ticker. Let's go to DSY. This was a runner a couple of days ago. It is coiling on light volume. Coiling on light volume doesn't particularly look that attractive at this juncture. Let's go to the 1 minute. We're going to go to 1 minute and see what it looks like at the 1 minute. And it is curling on the 1 minute. That's good. So maybe we could have a little bit of one of these joints right here. A little descending wedge action over here. Maybe. Could we have that? Could we have a little descending wedge? Maybe. And then maybe it goes this way. But it don't have that a lot of volume right now. So it needs volume, and it certainly has resistance at VWAP. Right over here. So this is not particularly schmexy yet. It doesn't look like it's ready yet. It doesn't look like it's cooking yet. So we'll see what happens with it later. All right, MOLN is another ticker that has popped up earlier in the morning. MOLN, not MULN, MOLN, and it certainly has no volume, so it's not particularly schmexy. WLGS sounds like a radio station. Hey, it's WLGS. Point. 97 point. No? Anyway, I humor myself. All right, so we got what looks like a double bottom over here, and we see that we have resistance at VWAP. VWAP is in the demand zone. It broke VWAP on the 1 minute.
1 minute.
And on the 5 minute.
5 minutes.
And it's trying to break VWAP. I'm sorry, trying to break the demand zone. It's trying to break out of the demand zone. We do have a double bottom. The stock is only a 3 million float stock, not a lot of floatage. The volume is kind of low on it, 5 million. Not any recent news. So, side chart for WLGS, because WLGS has a double bottom, and we like double bottoms, doubles. We like double bottoms almost as much as bottom tails.
Yes.
But we don't see a bottom tail. Yes, we see a doji candle. If this candle can turn into a bottom tail, it would be a much more attractive thing. Now, there's no news, so we will put you on a side chart and let you cook. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let them cook. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. BMR, let's go back to BMR. And BMR is doing the curly curls. BMR is currently up 32%. Let's zoom in to BMR. Let's zoom into it. And you could see that it too formed a double bottom. Let's go get the graffiti pencil doubles. How about over here? And maybe over here, a double bottom. And maybe we could have something go like that. Can we do that? Can we see that happening? So far, it broke VWAP. That is delicious. It had this wonderful, long, juicy, green candle. Yeah, so now it's kind of extended, though. All right. But let's go to the 1 minute.
1 minute.
And it looks quite bearish on the 1 minute, as if it's going to pull down. It looks like it double topped over here. So maybe a small pullback. Maybe this double bottom over here is the more prevalent pattern. Let's go to the 5 minute. More prevalent right over here. And maybe it could find support not too far down. Certainly we want it to stay above VWAP. So let's go ahead and change the graffiti pencil. Graffiti pencil changed. We want it definitely to stay above here. And it would be nice if it doesn't go any further than that. Yeah, but it is forming double top wicks over here, right over here. So that's concerning. But if it can hold this level, we do have this prevailing double top, and it does have news. DBL Moms, it does have news. You did a video on it. And it was a mighty fine video, in fact, DBL Moms, because you are the stonk queen. You too go out on the Serengeti. You are the lioness. The lioness on the Serengeti. Yes, yes, searching for stonks, searching for gazelles, whatever. It don't matter. It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. Stonks. All right, so Beamer Imaging product now on Oracle Cloud Market. Shares jumped up 30% this morning. The news came out last night. All right, and the news last night was Beamer provides Oracle Cloud infrastructure customers with ultra-efficient AI-ready video processing solution. News came out at 6 p.m. in the evening. Okie dokie, and it went up over 60% yesterday. The float, 5 million. Volume is still quite low on it. So, yeah, so that's a thing. It's only 6 million, but it seems to be holding this level right over here. And what we'd like to see is maybe an ABCD right off of that. But let's see what happens, because we do have those top tails, and we don't like those top tails.
We like the bottom
It's
tail.
all about the bottom tail. Double bottoms are good, but if you give me a bottom tail, that's schmexy.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back to WLGS. WLGS, again, double bottom, staying above VWAP, needs to break out of the demand zone with authority. It needs volume, because if we zoom in it, we can see, especially on the 1 minute, on the 1 minute, we can see rather choppy candles. What we like to call, what we don't like to call, barcoding. Which suggests not a lot of volume. And the liquidity is coming from the market makers. And you see how the flushies occur when there's no liquidity? That's what we hate. We don't like that. So, WLGS, what have you done for me lately? You're up 41%, but you flushed and you have no news. Yes, you're a low floater at 3 million shares, but you only got 5 million worth of volume. No news, and you did that flush right there. So how can I trust you? I have trust issues with you, WLGS. So I'm going to move on. Don't take it personal. It's nothing personal. But what have you done for me lately, ladies and gentlemen, WLGS? What have you done for me lately? No. Let's go back to the videotape. Let's find another ticker. Let's find something else. DBL Moms, what do you think? XTIA moving 70 cents, up 37%, 38%. XTIA Aerospace filed new U.S. patent application on innovation and submits global PCT patent application for the Trifan 600 vertical takeoff airplane. And the float is 4 million. Volume currently under 1 million at 750,000 shares. And we're keeping an eye on it as it continues to move up 42%, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and clear out some of the older drawings. And let's keep an eye on this ticker. It is forming a top tail. We don't like top tails, ladies and gentlemen.
We like the bottom
It's
tails.
always about the bottom tails, ladies and gentlemen. Indelibles from all ends of the world. It's all about the bottom tail. All right, so we got a red candle here. It was a nice little burst, but now it's a red candle, top wick, and it has to get itself set up. Volume has gone up. We'll put you on a side chart, XTIA. Side chart, but you got to hold up. Otherwise, I'm not particularly interested in you. You did shoot up, you got some news, but you also have some issues with being very choppy. Very choppy. So we'll keep an eye on you. But right now, what have you done for me lately as you sell off? You're selling off. Bah, 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 bah. I don't like that. I don't like the sell-offs, DBL moms. How about WHLR? WHLR, the DJ from 97.3. WHLR. That's like the other one. That's like WLGS. WLGS, yeah. The light music. Yeah, okay. So it's following the trend on very light volume on the 1 minute.
1 minute.
And now we're going to 5 minute. And on the 5 minute, it's kind of like a little bit underneath the trend over here, and it's not really holding up very well with the VWAP, which is right around over here. Let's get the graffiti pencil to form the particular level of resistance and support right there with the VWAP. And it needs to really get above this level over here to become more schmexy. And if you could give me a bottom tail, that would be really nice. A bottom tail would be nice, but right now you're a doji candle, so not a lot of volume. The ticker's up 20%. Float 1.3 mil. Volume 3.8 mil. Not a lot of volume. And new news. So not particularly schmexy. Not schmexy at all, I would say. So right now we are still on the Serengeti trying to find a gazelle or a stonk. One or the other. I'd rather have a stonk, but I'll take a gazelle. I'm just saying. And I'm going to have some espresso. I'm going to have some espresso right now. And again, this is to be expected because, again, today was a CPI day at 8:30. The CPI was kind of meh, not a big surprise. Not wonderful, not horrible. It was just there. So that's potentially a good thing for the small caps, micro caps, for the penny stocks. But there's still the FOMC Fed meeting, which is going to discuss whether or not they're going to cut interest rates. You know, theoretically they could discuss raising interest rates. I don't think that's happening. Cut interest rates or not. Probably not, based on what I've been hearing from the analysts. Probably not. But the main thing is people are going to be listening to Mr. Powell to see whether or not he's going to be hawkish or dovish on how many cuts are in the cards for this year. And that should have a significant impact on our little microcaps. Yeah, doubles, yeah. That espresso ice, though. Oh, Tierra Cubana. Wow. There you have it. Okay, so right now, WHLR is trying to hold above VWAP on the 5 minute. We'll come back to it. Let's go back to XTIA and see what happened. Did it do a flusheroo? What happened over here? Let's zoom in. Zoom, and it did a flusheroo. And that's what I don't like about this ticker. I don't like that. It comes out with news and it does flusheroos. I don't like that. Yes, I don't like that. I don't trust you. XTIA. If you keep doing things like that, we cannot be friends. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to have your people talk to my people and my people talk to your people, and we become friends. If you don't want to be nice, I don't want to play with you. How about GDHG? GDHD. And we predicted a triple top with a flush. Let's see what happened. And in fact, it has been trying to come back, right? But it keeps on going down. So right now, we'll put a little level over here. Let's see if it can hold out. So we got a couple of levels of support that it could hold up on. But right now, it still looks quite bearish, and GDHG did run up 93% pre-market. Volume was super high at 47 million. Float's only 1.7 mil. It's currently up 54%, so it really dropped quite a bit from that 93% high that it had. But there's no news. Is there news? There's no news. No news. They had a mixed shelf registration on June 4th for $100 million. $100 million. That was the news. So they diluted a couple of days ago. But Not particularly schmexy. It still looks
Nope.
quite bearish to me.
Yep.
So what have you done for me lately? GDHG. What have you done for me lately? WHLR. WHLR still trying to hold above the trend line, still trying to be friends with the trend. So far, so good. On light volume, let's go to 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute chart, and it is continuing to move upward, but very, very light volume. You could see that the candles look very anemic.
Yay.
They look very anemic and choppy, and there's too many of these top tails.
We
Doubles.
don't like top tails.
I just want to point out something. I don't like the top tails.
We like the bottom.
It's all
tails.
about the bottom, ladies and gentlemen.
Tails.
Tails. The bottom.
Tails.
Bottom tails. It's all
Tails.
about the bottom tails. And I don't see it here. So, we'll put a little side chart for you.
Side chart.
You're up 20%. You got a float that's 1.3 million. Your volume's only 3.9 million. Wakey, wakey, will ya? Wakey, wakey. Come on, get up. Get up, get up. No news, no news. BMR had news yesterday. And it's doing a little gig over here, a little jig of the gig. So we said that it had a prevailing double bottom on the 1 minute, a prevailing double bottom on the 5 minute, right over here, the 5 minute. And then we were a little concerned that it had formed these two top tails, and maybe that could have been bearish and pulled the price action back down, which it did. But now it's looking like it's doing an A, a B, a C. Can we have a D, ladies and gentlemen? Can we have a witness? Dangerous, dangerous. Oh my goodness. I love Cardinal Official. He's awesome. He's awesome. And Akon. I love him too. Yeah, love him too. So it hasn't broken out just yet. Let's zoom in a little bit. Right over here, right over there. It has not broken out just yet, and it is forming these top tails. This is what's bothering me. It's forming the top tails, but the overall longer time period right over here is showing a bullish pattern. And we were at the demand zone. It broke out of the demand zone, and it's moving towards the supply zone. So it's moving in the right direction. And the stonk basically is up 37%. 37%. Let's get some key levels of support and resistance drawn over here. Key levels of resistance and support. So we got a key support level at 428. 428. And the price action seems to be moving up. Let's keep an eye on it. That's the 1 minute. Let's take a look at the 5 minute.
5 minute.
The 5 minute chart right over here. And that candle's kind of juicy. And it's kind of pumping up a little bit. 39%. It needs volume. It is an Israeli company, and the news that came out at 6 o'clock yesterday was that BMR provides Oracle Cloud infrastructure, customers with ultra-efficient AI, keyword, ready video processing solution. Volume is now almost 8 million. Ladies and gentlemen, the float 5 million, and it is crawling up ever so slightly. It was up 60% yesterday. We did a video on it.
Yeah.
We told the Discord about it as soon as the news came out so they could feed if they wanted to feed. Yeah. Oh, which leads me to saying, you know what, if you want to join the Discord and check it out on a trial, we got a $1 trial. $1 trial. You get 5 days for $1. You can get access to all of our picks. Also, we introduced something that's super exciting, Doubles. We now have real-time news feed on the entire stock market. So we alerted TPET yesterday, which ran over 100%, off of the news alert before volume even showed up. Yeah. And we told our peoples about it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it was up like maybe 3% when we found the news. So you can check out the news feed in real time. We partnered up with a major news provider for stonks, for the stonks.
Yay.
So we got that going on. And of course, we call a lot of bangers a lot of times. Like BMR, we alerted that yesterday. It's now up 42%. Needs volume. Needs volume. So go ahead. The link's in the description and in the pinned comment. It's $1 for 5 days to try it out. We're also going to be doing live streaming on the Discord right after we get off social media. So like around 9:25, we're going to go right into the bell and into the early morning and keep an eye on what's going on in the Discord. And of course, we get super, super duper serious over there, but it's still fun.
Yes.
Because you could be serious and be fun. You don't have to be a wet potato.
No.
You know, the stock is moving. Come on. Get that potato out of your mouth. Get the potato out of your mouth. Oh. All right. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. What's going on over here? We got some other tickers to talk about. How about WLGS? WLGS, ladies and gentlemen, and it's trying to stay in the demand zone. We had the double bottom. It is choppy, yes indeed. It has resistance right over here. So let's get the graffiti pencil. That is VWAP. The purple line is VWAP. Volume weighted average. So at 92.77, there is strong resistance. It's holding. Let's zoom in. It's holding pretty much at the bottom portion of the demand zone, and you can actually see that the double bottom actually goes a little bit below the demand zone. So we really want to see some movement upward. Volume would be nice, but here's the thing: there's no news on this stock, so the volume is kind of sparse. DBL moms, there's some sparseness, but you know what? Let's take a look at VHAI. VHAI, a lot of people talking about it on the social media, and yesterday, after days and days of consolidating in the demand zone, it popped up and went all the way up to the resistance area of the supply zone, which is over here, and then we had a sell-off. I think there might have been maybe some dilution. I don't know. Not sure. Could have been.
There was a filing done.
Yeah, there was probably a filing. But it is now starting to hold support. Let's get that graffiti pencil out. It's holding support within the demand zone, and it is curling. So we can see that there's some curls here and a curl over here. It's not a clean double bottom, but it's certainly curling. It's trying to break out of this white line, which is the 200 EMA, and if it can break through the 200 EMA, we could see some movement upward. It needs volume. It's a 12-cent stock. It doesn't have a lot of volume right now, but it has about 5.5 million. So volume will determine if it goes parabolic again. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm taking an eye out right now, and I'm putting it on top of it right now. Right on top. Right. Just did it. So VHAI, some levels that we need to look at. Right over here would be resistance. This would be resistance. This would be resistance. And right over here would be resistance. So those are some key levels of resistance. And you have support here and support there. And of course you have support outside of the demand zone down here. But right now it looks like it's trying to curl up. A little bit of volume never hurt nobody. Let's take a look at NVOS. NVOS, and it is currently up 4%. It had significant resistance at around the 115 mark. There's not a heck of a lot of volume, but it has been generally moving upward in the demand zone right over here. So if we go into a longer time frame, we could see some of the drawings that we did earlier. Key resistance areas would be 125, 135, 142. And when we put it in a longer time zone and zoom in, you can see that it's trying to break out of the demand zone and move upward. But it needs volume. And this is the ticker that got like a $78 million, getting a $78 million line of credit through HSBC to acquire a gemstone collection. And I think that was supposed to happen sometime this week, if I remember correctly. That's what's going on. So, and also there was like a repurchase program for the stonks, the line of credit. There's a bunch of different things going on with this ticker. So we're going to keep an eye on NVOS, and hopefully some volume will come in and help it rip again. And I'd love to see it break through these levels, because if we go all the way over here, I know that around the 269 mark right over here, it becomes blue skies. So if it can get that volume, it could get very, very, very schmexy. So NVOS, we'll talk to you in a little bit, okay? We'll have our people talk to your people. Wakey. A little wakey. Why not? It never hurt nobody.
Love it.
It didn't hurt nobody. How about DDC? DDC, ladies and gentlemen. DDC. And we are seeing that DDC is a 4 million float stock. Volume, only 14,000. Very low. They acquired an Asian food brand called Amsam, and it's up 34%. It's a sub-dollar stock. It's quite choppy. It just jumped down to 16%, so a flusheroo. Not particularly shamexy at this junction. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we are going to continue the show on our private Discord. We welcome you and invite you to come and join us. There is a link in the description so that you can take a 5-day trial for $1.
As well as the pinned comment section.
It's also in the pinned comment section, as DBL Nix has said, and you could come and join us, and we get a lot more serious and in-depth on the Discord, where we get really deep into what we're looking for, different indicators that we use, how we enter stocks, the mindset that we use, how we exit stocks, and things of that nature. So we get really deep into it. Still a lot of fun, but a lot more analytical. A lot more serious, you know what I mean? Serious. Because we're serious, but we can be funny and serious. Takes talent to do that. Yeah.
Actually takes legit talent.
Yeah,
And
legit talent. And original. Yeah, we're original too.
Original recipe.
Yeah, original. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and do what this gentleman says. Por favor.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share.
Because sharing is caring. Don't you love when he does that? Ring that bell joint.
Yay.
That ring. Can you do it again? Would you be up to it?
Ring that bell
Oh my
icon.
goodness. Yeah, baby. Yeah. All right. And if you're not following us on X.com, aka Twitter, we're at Coach Nick Money.
Coach Nick Money.
I said at Coach Nick Money.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're not following us on Twitch, it's at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Coach Nick Money. Emphasis on the money. We want you to make a lot of money. We want you to achieve your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. Just hit it out of the park. Be indelible. Leave your mark. You guys got this. You guys got this. And I'm with, I'm spitting today. I'm spitting. Yeah. Get the windshield wipers, son. Get the windshield wipers. And I also got my boy over here, DBL Nix.
In the house.
And, of course, we can't forget the best part of the show. She's the best part of my life. She's the one. She's the only. She's the stonk queen. She likes to go on the Serengeti and hunt for stonks or gazelles. It don't matter. It's DBL Moms. And we're out of here. Make a lot of money because I'm Coach Nick Money.